guys, welcome back to another episode of Cube. We're back with more topics and more opinions.
This beautiful video episode was brought to you by Ticha Jessica Photography.
Why you say it like that? Teacher?
Because they gotta know their specific credentials. Look at this.
On IG.
But on Instagram, that is.
Where?
Beautiful background. Look, tree. I don't know if it's fake or real. We'll say it's real. Juice. Homemade. Beautiful table. I'm ready to talk.
Alright guys, so for our first topic we'll be talking about growing up with divorced parents. And everyone at this table has actually grown up with divorced parents. Or separated parents, whatever the case may be. But I decided to look up statistics, and it says children are more likely to experience behavior issues when parents divorce when the child is between the age of 7 and 14 years old. Why do you guys think that age has more of an impact on these children?
Well, to talk about our situation, like our parents like divorced.
We were 11.
How old were we?
We were 11. Yeah. No, we were in second grade.
Yeah, so we were like 7.
No, we weren't. I'm sorry. I'm mixing up. We were 11 years old. Kayon was, you're 4 years younger than us, so that means you were 11 then. 7. You were 7. So I feel like our situation is different because our parents did not really raise us in a sense as much as our grandfather did.
Right.
So the way it affected us in a different way than it might have for other people who literally have had to deal with separated parents like back and forth.
And another thing is neither of them were really financially stable, or even stable, but like supportive, financially supportive, or even really emotionally supportive. Like we could go to them and tell them like, oh, we got an A or whatever, and be like, oh, okay,
yeah, we would have to wait for a car accident to get a pay station.
We might be going to Disney World.
So, like, would you say the divorce made a difference in your lives?
Not.
It may have affected us differently. So for me, I feel like it affected me more differently than they did because I had to have a separate conversation with them when I was younger. Like they had to pull me aside because it affected me more. But me and Kyle, I don't know if Keon did because he was too young, but me and Kyle went to divorce counseling.
We did.
You did.
Yes. But I feel like weird saying this, but it had no impact.
It felt like we were going to daycare.
Wow.
Yeah.
To me,
honestly.
I didn't even know about this. So
Keon, like, our parents divorced?
No, I knew they were divorced, but like I didn't know y'all went to divorce counseling.
Yeah, it wasn't.
Yeah.
I would push that age limit up. Like I would push that age limit up to like 11.
100%.
Even adults would when you're an adult, and your adult parents divorce, you're like, what?
Yeah.
The child's alive.
To me, it's just like it was another day.
Yeah, you were 7. You were 7 years old. That's why this age does matter. 7's a little bit too young for me. I would say more teenager years.
Yeah.
Because then when you're a teenager, you have to decide which parent are you going to side with.
Right.
Which parent has more value to... Which
even
parent,
at a younger age.
Which parent,
yeah.
Which parent has more value to the words that they're saying?
Oh my goodness,
Right.
that's why I didn't choose.
Yeah.
You did. We didn't have to though. That's the thing.
No,
we didn't have to.
when y'all went over to
You stayed right on.
Yes, I did.
Yeah. I mean, our parents did not have a place in the first place. Like we all lived together with our grandfather. Hence the reason why we said our grandfather raised us.
Originally, that was supposed to be their house.
But it wasn't.
But it wasn't because they couldn't take care of it.
You have to pay bills to have a house.
Yeah. No, because Poppy, I'm pretty sure Poppy said that. Poppy bought that house for
but his name was on the main lease. So I think that's why it really didn't affect us because our rock was still raising us. Like Poppy was still raising us, so we still had that background. And he also like paid all the bills.
Yeah.
Did everything.
He
So
was basically
the financial support was still there.
And
the house
emotional.
was still there.
And
the emotional support was still there. Everything was still there. So it's like our situation is kind of rare because we didn't have to sit and choose a side. We didn't have to decide who was lying or who. Like we didn't have to decide any of that. So.
Mine's different.
Yes.
Obviously.
Really?
Yeah.
The whole time that I know you guys, I know you guys like never like chose in between parents necessarily. Like really? No?
My business.
I mean, I wouldn't say well, like when you're younger and like all that's happening.
When you say younger, what age?
What age?
Like,
how old was I? Like the 4th grade?
That's fine.
Whatever age it was, I know it wasn't like I don't think I was a teenager or whatever, but like
younger than teenager.
When you're like custody.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
all
yeah.
six things.
Our
like-
mom had residential custody
Yeah.
of us, but she didn't have a residence.
House.
So
Like-
we just stayed in the house that we grew up in, you know. So I mean, yeah, the situation is gonna be different for you guys though, because
Yeah.
you have to.
Were you ever put in a situation where you felt like you had to choose, or?
Yeah, but it's like not really too young to say you had to choose somebody. Well, I'm not put it. Told me, yeah, you're gonna say this, and this, and
Oh,
this
right,
is what
right,
happened.
right,
Okay,
right.
yeah.
And you want to do this. I'm not gonna ask you what you want to do. You want to do this, and you're
Yeah.
gonna say that.
And that happens to, and I know that happens. I was like, I know that happens in a lot of households, which is like really sad. But
Then if you don't do it, they. I remember it exactly. I didn't say exactly what the person wanted, and they're yelling at me. I'm crying. I'm a child.
Yeah.
I'm upset.
Well-
Yeah.
That's so weird because our experience was completely different because our parents, our parents have no weight to the words that they
Yeah.
say.
right.
So, and I try saying that with all respect because I know the Bible says to honor your father and your mother, and I do honor my father and mother, but if there's no validity to their words, I can't trust what they're saying. Does that make sense?
Absolutely.
And so our situation was completely different. We didn't have to deal with any like choose. We still in the same spot. However, we did have to deal with the abnormality of growing up without
parents, like
a parent, like a picture perfect, which no family is picture perfect, but a household where we had, or not even household, where we had a father influence and the mother influence,
Right.
like daily, day to day
Right.
growing up.
like I know sometimes going at like in school where like 90% of the other students, their parents were together.
Yeah.
Was it?
Not a lie. I don't think a lot.
Well,
No,
most
it
of the
was.
time.
I would say I would give it a good 8.
But think about this. Growing up, it's better now. But like in the past, before like the past decade, TV, cartoons, movies, it was always mom and dad.
Yeah.
And
But-
if there was no mom or if there was no dad, their situation was sad.
Yeah. There was
So-
I mean, but
so-
is it,
I think that was what people like viewed it as, but personally, the divorce really, I thought it was better to separate them.
Yes.
They wasn't even together like that for real.
Yes,
Like I didn't view them as like a loving couple.
Right.
Right.
And that's what, like, that.
What you mean by that?
I barely saw them speak together. I'm not.
well, ours was like weird because Kyle has a better memory than me, but
Right.
I don't know about you, Keon. You're 4 years younger than us. So for me, I don't really remember my parents together either.
You know?
Right.
Okay, I'm gonna do this. This is about to sound really crazy.
What?
But like, till you guys went over, actually went over to mom's house, like, I did not know that was my mother.
What are you talking about?
Like,
Keon?
I did not know.
'Cause you were
I
too
guess
young.
I was too young, but like,
Yeah.
I was
Really?
like,
And when you haven't seen somebody in a long time, I'm trying to
like, she would
validate
come
his.
around. Like, she would come around.
Yeah,
I was
my
like,
mom,
okay.
for the most part, mom was involved.
Yeah.
Dad, 0%.
At least she tried.
Wait, hold on. The statistic, whatever. How do you say
Statistics.
child was about behavioral stuff like acting out. Would you say that made y'all act out? I'm confused.
I feel like they're
No.
You think the divorce made us act out?
No, I
No.
don't feel like it ever.
No, absolutely not.
Now,
No.
I do feel like it will affect 90% of the
I'd say
time.
no.
Affects. I know it affects how they view their future, like how they'll view their future relationships.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
I
that's.
feel like it's more of a positive because you like I want it to be like this and not like this. I want
Right.
it to be
Yeah.
build something
Oh,
that's
exactly.
genuine.
And that's exactly like
Well,
that's how we view
we
it.
say that every single day.
Yeah.
I mean, this is kind of like real like shady towards our parents, but. When I think about examples, I think of them and think of the exact opposite.
Right.
Yeah. See what they did do the opposite.
Yeah.
I just want to point out that we didn't. The podcast has no idea who this woman is.
Oh my goodness! Oh my goodness! Go ahead and introduce her. They're like, who's that beautiful mystery woman sitting in the
I
background?
know, like we literally. I'm so sorry, y'all. This is Ngwi.
They're gonna be in the DMs. They're gonna be in the YouTube channels. Like,
This is Ngwi. We've known her since we all went to the same school together.
Yeah.
She's 2 years older.
Yeah.
2 years older than us. So 4 or 6 years older than Kayon. Wow.
and you're best friends with.
Oh
her
my,
sister.
yeah. I guess I'm best friends
I'm
with her
not
sister.
You're 18. Keon, if you're 18, you're
I'm not. I'm 19.
20. You're
I'm
19?
about to turn 20 this year.
Okay, never mind. Yeah, six.
So 6 years?
Oh,
I know. Don't feel old because we're already.
Woo!
All right. When we talked about divorced parents, I also want to go shift it over and talk about a different type of parents, helicopter parents that brew sheltered kids. So, I was looking on Quora and it says the pros and cons of having a sheltered upbringing. One user says being overly sheltered doesn't allow a child to grow into independence. We're supposed to be teaching them to be useful adults, not to be everlasting children. Another user said they were able to learn and grow academically.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's the pro. So,
Okay.
what do you guys think?
Count you first.
See, okay, the other day I went out with a friend, and they tried to tell me I was.
Friend?
Yes, a friend.
Go ahead.
They tried to tell me I was sheltered. I'm like, I was like, I'm not sheltered. I was like, what makes you think that? And they were just like, you seem like you've been babied your whole life.
You?
I was just like, trust me, I wasn't, I promise. But I got into that and I was like, no, like, what I think about shelter kids, I just feel like parents who shelter their kids are just like making it worse for them, you know?
Yeah.
Because, and they're brewing them to be sneaky. Because like, if you're sheltering them, listen, obviously they're gonna figure out ways to go around what you're saying, you know?
Sneak out. All
Right.
that sort of stuff. But what do you mean by like sheltered? Do you mean like protected from like? What do you mean by?
It kind of falls in all those categories, meaning like, you're 18 years old, but your electronics are off by 8 p.m. Yeah, like as far as that, or it could just be, or it could just be like when you go to watch TV, I have a what's it called?
Guardian angel?
No, not guardian. Like a limiter. What's the word?
The parental
guidelines.
Yeah.
Like, what do you think about that?
Why would they say you're baby though? Being sheltered doesn't necessarily mean you're baby.
I don't know. Like I guess they thought everything was given to me because the way I act. But no.
You should have told them you worked for everything you got.
I do. Trust me.
And that's why you're able to carry yourself like that.
I wouldn't even equate being sheltered to being like what is it? Handed everything.
Yeah.
Because
I don't think that's what helicopter parents are, though.
No.
Oh, if you're talking about you can't go this place, you can't go to that was
like,
but do you
imagine
do you agree with that though? What is your opinion on
that type of
parenting?
That's just operating in fear. You want your kids to go to the movies? I will never forget. I had to sneak and go to the movies with my friend at like 16 and get punished for it. I said, why can't I go? She said, because I said so. That's because I said so, parents. Because I said so. No good reason, because I said so. Imagine you're a good student getting A's, doing what
especially
you
if that situation.
and you're being told you can't go to the movies with your friend at 16 just to go to like, I didn't even ask for much. Can't go to a friend's birthday party. I ain't go nowhere. Everybody knew not to invite me because I can't go.
And that's so
I can't.
Sad.
And you knew about Megan too, right?
Yeah, I never invited Megan. I was shocked when that girl pulled up to our birthday party.
Okay.
I was like, shocked. She's a figment of my imagination right now.
Yeah. That's a school friend.
Yes. Yeah.
See her school only.
See her school only.
Keon talked about like it brews like sneakiness.
It does.
Yeah. It does. But also, you got to think about when the child does become an adult and how much they're being exposed
to new
things.
I went to college. I said people do drugs.
I know, literally.
Yeah.
That's not something on the TV from late.
They do it literally nonchalantly.
They offering it. I'm like, these are things that can ruin your life.
Hey, you want to take this?
Yeah, no, I don't. I don't even want to see it. Please. I wasn't here.
But I feel so bad for these people. But I know people where their parents said, "You're going to this college or you're moving out."
That's crazy.
Well, I kind of also want to talk about what Keon said, how being overly protective can brew those traits to be sneaky.
When you get out, when you turn 18, when you go to that college, you're going crazy.
I mean, if you're sheltered, your whole life, and then you get out of school, and your life becomes it becomes something like completely different because you have.
It's because your parents didn't give you a sense of freedom.
Yes, and you never.
And I'm not saying let your kids go wherever or do whatever.
Yeah,
they never became their own person.
For me, I feel like we had a perfect balance.
We had a perfect
balance. Because
balance.
I knew I was raised in a Christian home with Christian morals and values.
Yeah.
I went to a Christian school, so I was getting the best of both worlds. But then I also had my mom and dad, who weren't examples, who were the opposite of Christian examples. And
no, don't get me wrong. They both are very they love the Lord.
They have a love for the Lord, but they're not examples. Yeah, they have struggles. They have struggles, and I've been in environments where it's like not like that. So I've seen what goes on, and it prepared me to know what's in the real world, and it helped me build my armor in the sense that like, okay, when I go out in the real world, it's like
this is how I react to situations.
Like when you see all this going on, like, ooh, I want to try this. Your peer pressure level is determined by how much.
Talk about peer.
Your peer pressure level is determined by how much you is experienced. It's kind of contradictory, really.
Here's the thing, but like some people don't need to learn from experience. Some people see it and know that you're not supposed to do that, and you shouldn't do that. Yeah.
There are some people that are just like the peer pressure is there, and it gets to them because
peer pressure ain't never shook me. I'm like, don't care. Stop it. Don't.
Oh no, I didn't do it. I'm not saying that I didn't. I never did anything crazy like that. But I'm just saying, like, some people I know they struggle with peer pressure because they are trying to impress others.
Yeah. And sometimes those people pressuring you feel like you're better than them. I've gotten that. Oh, you think you're better than me?
Absolutely.
Oh, you're not. Especially when I'm around drunk people. I will never forget that this guy was drunk on the floor. I'm minding my business. Oh, you're not drunk?
No.
Oh, you probably think I'm so terrible. You think you're better than me? I'm like, sir, I don't know you.
I don't know you.
You're outside my apartment. I'm just by the elevator chilling.
But I do feel like it's kind of contradictory because some people have that instinct to know like what's good and what's bad, and some people are just like they've never seen it.
Right.
They've never seen it, so it's like, you know what? I know drugs are bad, but what about this drug?
Right.
What does it do?
I was never told what this does.
Or this person is the same age as me, and they're telling me they've done this, and they're telling me
it's illegal.
fine.
It's probably illegal, just like me.
Yeah. There you go. They had no. I don't know. I just feel like shelter doesn't help you build that peer pressure armor that you need when you get out in the real life. And then, I mean, there's plenty of examples that in our life we see, like we know.
It depends,
we know, like we can think of people that.
Absolutely.
When you were talking, I know exactly what you're talking about right here.
Oh my gosh. See, I just feel like people that go around and do these things and fall under pressure like that have no morals for themselves.
But they didn't get the chance to build the morals themselves. They were always told their morals. That's the problem.
They need a chance to practice those morals. They need a chance to practice.
Because sometimes when you're told no, you just be
it's
like,
why?
Why? Or even
and sometimes people don't explain things to their kids. Don't tell them why you can't do this. Don't tell them about their experiences that they've had. Not communicating.
See, listen. I seen a TikTok the other. I didn't want to interrupt you, but I seen a TikTok the other day about like the because parents.
Yep.
And I was like, the reason that kids are just going
crazy. Why don't you want to talk to your kids? Why don't you want to
why don't you explain to them instead of sitting there? Why don't you just explain to them and be like, this is why I don't want you to go to this certain place, or this is why I don't want you to be around this certain person.
Right.
But when they get older, you want to talk to them and explain stuff to them. Want to be
It's too late.
Them parents.
It's too late.
Now they want to be best friends.
Yeah,
and then they wonder why kids, their child isn't comfortable and just sneaking around doing things on their own isn't comfortable.
Or comfortable. You can come to me and tell me anything. Can I?
Can I really?
Absolutely not.
It's a two-way street.
If I come to you and tell you,
guess
you're
what?
gonna take away my phone, my electronics, you're gonna make me stay in my room for the rest of my life. Or
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
You can always tell me this. No, I can't.
No.
I remember when I was younger, you didn't even want to talk to me.
Exactly. That's crazy.